Alright, hello everybody. I got to test some things out real quick, just making sure everything is up and running the way it should be. Checking stream health as well through Restreamio. Those of you that haven't been a part of this before, I stream to YouTube, I stream to Facebook at the same time. Facebook, I should actually probably add my Facebook link down in the description. I'm a little concerned. I'm trying to stream through the Surface right now, and I'm a little concerned that Restreamio is not picking up the feed. I do see it on YouTube, but it also, I don't know, it's acting a little funny right now. It's like not telling me that I'm live, which is a little strange. So I'm not entirely sure how that is functioning. Let's see if chat is working. I can't see that either, actually. Interesting. I wonder what's going on here. Hello, Nicholas Steinbeck. Hello, Spectre N7. I'm streaming early today, so you can actually, it's probably not that late for you over that way. I'm not seeing any of this come through. Oh, okay. Chat is finally coming through. YouTube is still telling me that this is offline for some reason. I'm not entirely certain why that is. But yeah, I've got a couple things that I've got a couple projects that I gotta do before tomorrow's live stream. One of them incorporates, so this is my my broadcaster. Basically the way that the stream functions. In order for it to be a true wireless setup, you need a HDMI transmitter and receiver. This is actually the receiver part of it. And what I found out recently was that obviously, like, this doesn't have a normal antenna hookup to it. But what I found out was that you can actually mod these, because if you open it up and gain access to the board, there's just a part in there for an internal antenna, which is why it has, like, it's a pretty low sized antenna, which is why it has the 100-foot distance, I guess, restriction that it has. And one of the issues that I'm having with the broadcaster is just like that it's only 100 feet if you have direct line of sight with the transmitter and the receiver, which I pretty much never do because I'm constantly behind cover. There's a bunch of objects and boxes inside our facility as well, and that obviously disrupts the stream a lot. The other issue that I've been having with the stream, and the reason why it's been dropping a lot, is because I'm moving relatively quickly and doing a lot of different things, and sometimes that will dislodge or disconnect the little, I guess, like, I have a micro, is it a micro HDMI? I think it's a micro HDMI that connects to my camera, the one that I'm using right now, so I actually can't show it on the stream. But that one connects to the camera, that connects to my transmitter, and like there's one cable that connects both of them. And so if there's something that interrupts that signal, then obviously it drops. It has to reestablish a new connection, and that is part of the issue that I've been having of why things have been dropping. So what I'm gonna do this one first because this one seems a little bit easier to do. I think what I might test out in the future is, like, maybe, I don't know, I don't necessarily want to super glue the connectors, but maybe I could use, like, tacky putty. I've been using tacky putty recently for some other projects at the gym, so maybe that is something that I can figure out as well. So I'm gonna give that a shot at the same time and see if that's something that's doable and that's something that's possible for me. Again, I'm still having issues though with the stream, and I'm not entirely certain once again why that is. Hopefully I don't break things. I'm gonna open up Facebook real quick and see if that is functioning like normal as well. Normally when you go live, YouTube will, you'll be on your live dashboard on YouTube, and it will tell you what your stream health is, whether or not it's good, whether it's bad, if you're dropping frames, that kind of thing. Everything's good on my end with the with OBS, the platform or the software that I use to actually encode and stream all this wonderful stuff out to you guys, but it's not telling me that I'm live. Like, obviously I can watch myself, I can see myself that I'm live, but it's not. It's telling me that I'm offline. And I see your comments. I see that that's coming through, so that's a little strange. So yeah, I'm not entirely certain why that is. I'm gonna. I am on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/AldossNerf if you want to join. I've got to edit the title real quick. Let's not break my broadcaster. Oh, it just told me that the stream ended. What the hell? What is happening? Thank you, Danish. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out right now. I don't entirely know why my Facebook connection just dropped. What's wrong with you, Restream? What's going on? Restream is also acting a little strange. Everything's being strange right now. I normally use a program called Streamlabs OBS to stream, and that also is not... Oh! Warning. Why? Wrong keyframe interval. Ah, interesting. I might have to drop the stream for a second. I gotta change the keyframe interval. I don't even know what the keyframe interval is. Oh, actually, I think I do know what the keyframe interval is. It's for like when you have different motions that go across the stream or anything else. If you have the keyframe interval wrong, then things will be a little strange or they won't work the right way. I'm not sure if I can change that while the stream is running, so I'm going to see if that's something that I can do real fast. Keyframe interval. Can I change you to 2? Why? Okay. Let's see if that functioned properly. Sorry for the dead air. They're probably a lot more complicated than I think it's true, man. Yeah, I don't entirely... Again, I am still super new to this whole live stream thing. I really don't understand 100% what is happening. So, I did just change my keyframe interval, but it's still telling me that it's off, or at least Restream is still telling me that it's not correct. I think I might drop the stream and open it back up, maybe. Oh, this all looks fine. That looks fine. I'm not entirely certain why it's telling me that my keyframe interval is 8. I have it clearly set at 2. Huh. Yeah, Facebook's not happy with me right now. Normally this is so like again I'm using just regular OBS. Normally I have Streamlabs OBS open, and all my settings that I've created over the past year are saved on Streamlabs OBS, and for whatever reason that's not working on my laptop, so I had to switch over to just regular good old OBS, and for whatever reason that one is not happy with me right now. I might just cancel my Facebook stream, maybe. You only know the theory from graphics. I don't even know it from theory. I only know that I use keyframes when I'm editing videos to create motions across the stream or anything else, so yeah. Dude, Spectre and 7, the stuff that you filmed at iCombat looked really cool. I really enjoyed all those videos. I'm excited to see more of them. That looked like a pretty cool arena. So you said that's a laser tag arena. It's not like an airsoft arena. I cannot believe that they let you use smoke grenades. I don't understand how that functions. I don't understand what kind of insurance they have, but yeah. Keyframe interval of 8. Okay, I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna bring it back up. I might be able to like beat it before YouTube actually like cancels out. So if you stay here, it should just start right back up. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm basically gonna stop it and start it right again with a new keyframe interval. I will be right. No, it's I had a setting incorrect because I'm using a different program, and it's on right now. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so it looked like that. Here, come here. Go. Yeah, go quick. My wife didn't want to be on camera. She had to pee. I think Facebook is working now and YouTube is not. Everything is wrong. Everything is wrong with the world. Am I here? Yeah. YouTube still seems to be on. How odd. I think one of the interesting things about streaming, I have way more of an appreciation for people that do live broadcasts on TV. It is very clearly, there's very clearly a reason why it is like so challenging to do. Things just break constantly, and there's so much stuff that has to go into making something happen and get sent to a person live. It just blows my mind. I mean, I could literally have everything set. I can have everything ready to go. Everything looks great, and then I hit live and things just don't work. They just don't work. Stream forward. Okay, so it tells me that Facebook is up, so that's cool. YouTube says it's online again, so I think we're good. I think we're fine. Cool. Alright, gotta close things again. You coming down? Okay. My wife doesn't want to be on camera. Okay, so back to business. Trying to figure out how to change out the antenna on this thing. I maybe have actually fiddled around with an electronics board maybe once in my life. Honestly, I have no idea what I'm doing, and so I really hope that I'm not. Like, it seems simple enough. Like you unplug something and then plug something back in, and so I'm not. It's not like I'm like removing a soldered connection or anything else like that. It's just something that plugs into the board. I'm gonna show you this beefy antenna actually that I have. These things are nuts. They're relatively cheap too. Yo, what up, Broke Nerfing? Good to have you in the stream, dude. Look at how large these things are. It's like, these are some serious antenna. Antenna? I just need to make sure that they actually fit together as well. These things are massive. I would assume that they function. Oh. Let's see. They are interfacing. God, this is such a little tiny thing though. That looks like it will not be able to hold reliably. It does have some screw ports on it, so I might need to figure out a way. If I break anything, I might just need to figure out a way to drill and mount this piece onto the board. So yeah. You have a Monkeytron interview? Oh, later today? That's cool. I work until 9:30, so that's unfortunate. But I'll try to be there if I can. Again, I'm gonna hope that I don't break the stream. I do need to. I gotta look up my video tutorial again. For those of you that are interested in possibly understanding or looking into the thought that you might live stream your own events, this HDMI transmitter is a Nereus Ares Pro. Again, it has a 100-foot direct line of sight range on it. It works relatively well. I think when I bought it, it was $250. This one, I think it's down to about $200 now. Obviously, it's an investment. It's not, it's not. I say that, and it's like, yeah, it's $200, but this is really what has helped create the stream and make the stream what it is. It really wouldn't be the same without it. Okay, I need to figure out the correct one, because there's technically two antennae on here. There's this one and that one, the white cable and the black cable, and I'm not entirely certain which one needs to go. It looks like it might be the black cable. These are also black, so that might mean something as well. Tell me your secrets. I think it's the black cable. Oh, it even says next to it, uplink. No, he's definitely removing the white cable and not the black one. Interesting. It also looks like the antenna is... Oh, it's not glued. It's just sticky taped on. Okay, it's the white cable. Oop. Oh, you changed.
Now I can do what I want.
Okay, so it looks like I have to remove the white cable. It's just one of those like bomb situations where it's like, if you remove the wrong cable, everything explodes. I'm just gonna be very nice and gentle. Because again, I want to be careful with this so that if something doesn't work well, I can put this antenna back on the board and stream like normal. Other cool, fun stuff that's happening this weekend. This weekend is the rain day, I guess you could call it, for the RIT HVZ Invitational. They do it twice a year. They do one in the fall, they do one in the spring. I was at the spring one earlier this year. I did have a little bit of video up. Come on. I did have a little video up from that. I've got like 3 videos that I posted on the channel from those. They were a while ago. They were early. They were before summer, but I never finished it. And part of the reason why is because it was a little straight. It was actually technically my first HVZ experience. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this with a metal screwdriver, but I don't really know. I don't have a plastic one to use, so. But yeah, the management of it was a little odd, and I don't want to say it wasn't fun. It was definitely fun, but the way that they handled the zombies and the management of zombies and how zombies got started and their respawn times and that kind of thing. It wasn't that fun, and a lot of the zombies ended up leaving halfway through. So like they started at 10 in the morning, and then that moves. Okay, yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Force doesn't work the first time. Use more force the second time. Is that how these function? I'm like so nervous right now. I really don't want to break this thing. I've never touched one of these in my life. But yeah, so the way they handled the zombies just wasn't fun. Oh, there we go. And the third or fourth mission was just way too long. It did not have to be this long, and I don't know. I don't understand why they either didn't make it more fun for the zombies, or why they wouldn't create a better scenario, or change some of the way that the missions functioned based on how many zombies there were. That part didn't make sense to me. I think what I might do, I might just put this one on, and then I will attempt to power it on and see what happens. Man, I've got to have like the tiniest fingers for this. I'm just gonna take it out and then pop this on. It impresses me how tiny these things are, and that they can do such big things. I'm assuming this just pushes on, right? It's like the tiniest thing. You just push on? Is that how you function? Tell me your secrets. Oh my god, come on. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. So that one goes back in. Okay. I actually don't really know how I'm going to test this. I assume... Huh. Oh, check you out. Oh, actually, I should just be able... This is tiny enough, I can probably just fit through this vent right here. Man, I wish I thought of that before I connected this on as hard as I did. We got a special guest on Friday. I believe Harrison, the creator of the Spring Thunder, will be in town for the Nerf War, and he's going to the HVZ Invitational. So that should be a fun time. I won't be able to live stream the Invitational, obviously, because, you know, data constraints and that kind of thing. I'm going to try to open up a hole bigger on this vent so that I can push this through. I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I'm just going to use the screwdriver because it's a little teeny tiny plastic bit, whatever. This is kind of how I approach my modding career. As long as it works. I don't care what it looks like. I just need something that works and is functional. That's really it. Danish, no, I've never tried a Nerf milsim. I'm not against the idea, though. That sounds really cool. I think my problem... my only understanding of milsim events is from the airsoft community. And the airsoft community just seems very... I don't want to say strict. Strict isn't the right word. They seem way too into it. and I don't know if I can get behind that level of seriousness. Don't get me wrong, I love coordinating with team members. I love playing at the arena and that kind of thing, but at the same time, having to take it a little bit too serious definitely like removes a little or a small bit of my enjoyment factor in Nerf war. It's not working really. No FPS limit. That's interesting. If you have no FPS limit, do you have to restrict the do you have to restrict how close you're able to engage somebody? Like if you have a 300 foot per second blaster, do you then have to like not shoot somebody within 10 feet, or do you guys all wear like face masks? Seems counter to the inherent fun nature. I mean, it's to each their own. Some people like the idea. I will say I'm more interested in the idea of that kind of thing with Nerf blasters than with airsoft blasters. Can you call airsoft blasters, or are they guns? Because they fire at such a high velocity. Some of those sniper rifles, I don't understand how those are legal. I actually don't understand any of the legalities of airsoft. I'm not against the idea of airsoft. It seems like a fun hobby to get into. It just also seems way too restrictive. It seems very expensive. And part of me just loves the idea that on Fridays I can or people can come in first time, they can just use a Chronos out of the box, and they can be competitive, they can feel like they're a part of a team, and they can perform and compete against other people with like modded blasters. I feel like that is an inherent fun of Nerf, and then just being able to like pack it up in an instant and call it a day and like go eat dinner and that kind of thing. I feel like there's a lot to be said about that. Living for Fishing, yeah, it's in Rochester, New York. If you are ever in the Western New York area, hit up the Rochester Parkour Gym. We do cool Nerf events every Friday, 6 to 8 p.m., ages 15 plus. We do different game modes. I've been thinking of a game mode, actually, very similar to basically like the HVZ that I've been seeing a lot from a lot of different people. I'd love to have something that is like a three team setup, and when you get shot, you become a zombie, that kind of thing. Seeing a lot of that being played. Obviously, that was a huge integral part of Ragnarok Oktoberfest. That was a prominent element in the recent Z13 event with the Detroit Dart Club. Come on now. So, the other thing that I've been looking into is like trying to make something similar to Push. If you haven't seen our Push videos or Push game mode, it's basically a campaign style game mode where you start, you separate the gym or the arena into 4 zones. You got zone 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the respawns will be different based on where or like what campaign you're on. So it starts off with the attacking team starting in zone 1, defenders are in zone 2, and it's like team deathmatch style. You are trying to eliminate all of the defenders out of zone 2. There's a certain number of respawn orbs that they get, or like tickets back into zone 2, and when they're all gone, they can't enter zone 2 again. They have to stay in zone 3, and it moves on from there. So it's like a campaign style, but what I wanted to do is like try to make a game mode that requires the teams to have to constantly move around, like in a circular motion around the gym, so that it's a pretty small space. It's not the biggest facility in the world. It's relatively small for what it is. It does seem relatively large, but it is not. It is very humble, but we make it work. But it would be cool to figure out a way to optimize square footage by trying to make it appear larger by having a game mode work in that way. Moving circularly rather than linearly, front to back or side to side, which is how we normally do it, or sometimes we do diagonals, corner to corner. But having something that is like a, oh, can I push you through now? Whoa. Having something that is circular, that would be intriguing to me. Yay! Go. Yay! There we go. 300 foot per second games? That's... I mean, okay, well... Yeah. I think that Nerf events are small enough that you can kind of get away with the, like, hey, listen, don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Don't hit somebody directly in the face, you know, that kind of thing. You can probably get away with that. I'm sure Airsoft, as large as it is, probably has some issues with people being jerks. But I have yet to see that really from the Nerf community, which I think is awesome. Oh, these things are so tiny. I also just went rock climbing yesterday, and so my finger pads are so raw that they're just sweating like crazy. I can't get a good hold on this thing. Is impressive how small these things are. Come on. Yes! There we go. Sweet. Need to make sure everything's seated correctly. That looks good. That looks good. That will stay connected on. Yes! Awesome. Sweet. Okay. And that also means that I will be able to put this and snap this back on. Yeah, I actually kind of like the way that we do capture the flag in our arena. We'll do multiple flags. You have to get multiple captures in order for each one to count and for it to work. Okay. This is insane. This is very, very large. Okay. I'm gonna grab some power cords real quick just so I can test this out and see if this is fully functioning the way that I intend it to. This is the transmitter. So this is hooked up. This is the head rig that I use. Camera connects to the right side of my head because it's the Sony Action Cam. So it'll connect that way, facing out this way. That is connected to the back. There's a connector cable from an HDMI, regular HDMI female, to a male micro HDMI that connects to the back of the camera because it pushes HDMI out, and that's how I stream on a weekly basis. But again, I'm using that connector right now, so you won't be able to see that part of it. All I need to do, I just need to power this on and see if the lights connect to each other. If they do, then I did something correct. We should be able to, so the cool thing about this is that it's powered on a 5-volt connection. I need another So this is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It's just an Anker. It came in this nice little protective case, which actually fits perfectly. So I use a regular Nerf branded or Hasbro branded vest, and the vest has one of those sword holsters on the back of it. This is actually the perfect width to fit in there. And so what I did is I just sewed the bottom of it shut, and this sits right in the back of the vest with the connectors up on top. The cords come out through it on my back and connect to the transmitter, and it connects to my camera as well so that it can stay powered. And this has juice. So let's go ahead and power these on and see if this functions. The light's not coming on that one, so that's not a good sign. Interesting. Maybe this cable's a dud. There seem to be different standards for USB cables. This long one I've used for other stuff. It's just a little tedious having it be this long, but if it works, it works. So. Mess of cables, that's my loadout. My Nerf loadout is a mess of cables. Interesting. Do you need to be connected to something in order to turn on? Huh. Never noticed that. I hope I'm able to test this. I'm using the camera right now, so. That turns on though. I love that. I love that that's happening. What can I connect this to? What can I connect you to? Testing out. I have no other cameras that use an HDMI out. I'm stuck. I feel pretty good that this at least is attempting to connect. This light going on and off is good enough for me to tell you that this is functioning the way it should. Maybe it can't be drawing too much power, right? That one should be fine. Let's see. Interesting. That one doesn't draw power. Why? I feel like it doesn't have to. I feel like it doesn't have to be connected through the HDMI or be receiving HDMI data in order to turn itself on. It should just have this light go on. Could you imagine though, if I connected this to that? I don't think I would ever do that. It makes sense for it to go on the receiver. It does not make sense for that to go on a transmitter. With that said, they do make other transmitters that actually have broadcasters or like large antenna broadcasting antenna on them. And I would be interested in eventually upgrading to something like that. For right now, it doesn't make sense. This should be fine enough for that to function. Man, I don't know how to test this. That's kind of, man, it seems a little strange that I would have to connect it to an HDMI source in order to test it. And my wife is currently using the TV, so I won't. Actually, I should be able to just plug it in just to see if it functions. I'm gonna do that. I just need to see if the light turns on. That's all. All right, I plugged it into the Livestream rig, and it turns on. So I believe I'm probably gonna go in early tomorrow and double check my work here. I'm pretty sure this functions the way I want it to. This isn't like the most stable connection, so I'll have to figure something out for that and make that a little bit more reliable, because again, this is a very large and relatively heavy antenna. But what this should do for me is it will hopefully increase the receiver's range from the 100-foot restriction to hopefully maybe like 260, maybe even above 300, which would be awesome. And so basically what that means is with all the signal bouncing around, I'm saying this as if I know what I'm talking about. I really don't know what this means. But what I assume this means is that it's able to pick up more. It's able to pick up a better signal, and it will help me when I'm ducking around cover and whatnot. Just have that extra little layer of reliability with the connection, so it doesn't drop as much. The other thing I got to figure out is how to stabilize the connection between this thing and the camera. And if anybody wants to comment below on whether or not, I've heard everything from like you could use a little dab of thread locker on one part of it, and that can keep things a little bit more stable. I've also heard tacky putty, which I have a good amount of just recently, and so that's something that I might be able to like wrap around the actual cable and like make sure that the connection stays a little bit more secure. Damn Zombie 86, yes, I am going to the HVZ Invitational. I'm really excited. It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold, and there's gonna be snow, but I think that'll be kind of cool for footage. I'm gonna clear all of my SD cards, and I will make sure to be getting some footage for that. I think it'll be a little cool. So I'm excited for that part. The other thing that I wanted to do on stream, just while you guys were here, I got this, finally, a holster. If you guys haven't seen the holster yet, this guy, I think Camsters Blasters or something, is the guy that invented it. The only issue that I could see with this is I literally ordered this 2 months ago. I ordered it, I paid for it 2 months ago, and it just now came in. But I will get to use this for tomorrow, and I will get to use it for Saturday as well. I'm going to be installing this on my left side on a Kronos. And you can take it, and it just kind of like, it clips right in. That just blows my mind. Oh man, those are pretty heavy magnets. I love it though, that's great. Uh-oh, did I just ruin everything? Okay, cool. This is a very interesting concept. It's a very interesting system. Aside from having to wait 2 months for it, this makes a whole mess of sense. I just really love. Wow, they're pretty strong magnets too, which will come in handy because I run around like a madman at the arena, and it's got these like really nice locking systems on the backside of them. I wonder if he must have incorporated some other already accessible unit into this and then just like 3D printed the part around it, but it looks incredible. So no one in Nerf talks about it much. What are you talking about? Oh wow, you guys are going back and forth about airsoft. Interesting. I don't even know what jewel creep is. Yeah, I would love to hear a definition of jewel creep. Obviously, jewel relates to the power that's coming out of a blaster in the same way that feet per second does. I don't know how you would test joules though out of a blaster. That part eludes me. Now the answer is, or the question is, I should say, do we glue this onto a Chronos? Or do we tape it onto a Chronos so that I can possibly use it for other blasters as well? Let me find a Chronos real quick. Oh, I also need to put an orange tip on my Spring Thunder because I'm probably going to be using the Spring Thunder for this HVZ battle because Harrison's coming in. Our community member Brandon will also be a part of our HVZ squad this Saturday, and he also has a Spring Thunder, and so I think we're gonna do an all Spring Thunder squad and go nuts. I think Ben will also be participating. So this, I believe it functions and goes on that way onto the blaster. And really what you're supposed to do is glue it on. And then it would sit on my left hip that way. I don't know if I want to do that though. I'm not a huge fan of making permanent modifications to blasters if I can avoid them. I love the ability to switch out and change my mind on certain things. This is one of the newest installments on the Chronos that was on a previous live stream. Kudos and thanks to Mitchell, a wonderful supporter of the stream, to send those out to me. I've been playing around with these a lot recently, having a Greenhouse grip up on top, the worker T-pull handles on the back. It's been actually relatively interesting. The only issue that I have with it is when you have it primed, it does deprime. And I'm constantly moving around and whatnot, and so it opens up the breach. I wonder if I put a return spring on this, if that will stop that from happening. But I've had this jam on me, not necessarily jam on me, but it'll do this and then I can't pull the trigger, obviously, because the breach is open. And it's gotten me in a bunch of hectic situations recently, and I haven't really been a fan of that. You have to pull it all the way back in order to close the breach again. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. But yeah, I will attempt to probably Gorilla Tape this on. What I'll do is I'll put some, I've got a lot of double-sided tape as well. I'll put some double-layered tape on the back side of this, and then I'll probably tape around it on that part. Because I won't be able to go over the rival rails unless I take the rival rail off. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that though. I'll try to tape around it and see if that functions. It shouldn't impede with my ability to load the breach as long as I tape that way. And the double-sided tape should keep it, like, you know, snug against. So don't use glue, use blue tack. Yeah, I've got tacky putty. I don't want to use like super glue to put the connectors together. But thread locker would be fine, like just enough that it sticks, but if I really needed to get it off, I can I can pull it off and that's a lot. We use thread locker in some of our other connections and bar clamps at the gym, and when we use those, we use like a lot of the thread locker. I wouldn't put a lot. I would put literally like a little teeny tiny dab on each connector. But again, I don't really know. I've never heard of that before. I've never used it or done it before, so I don't know if that would interrupt the connection. Like, obviously it's gold plated for a reason, but I this is where my expertise ends and fails. That's so cool. That's so cool. I dig that. That's interesting. Okay, so next I gotta put I don't think I'll be able to put a mustache on the top with the covering. I gotta find. I've got my connectors somewhere in here. Maybe I don't. Oh, I know where they are. I gotta connect this to... I have to connect this to the front end because right now it does not have an orange tip, and RIT is super up on the legalities of play. And so that will go up on top. Get connected. Yeah, it looks like this is going to remove my ability to have a mustache, and that's a shame. Have you ever seen these? Harrison puts them on top. Here, I'll show you. Mustache. You gotta have the tactical mustache on your blaster. I'll install these in and see if they're long enough that I can also put a mustache on, because that would be hilarious. It might function. It might work. No, it won't work. I don't think I can have a mustache on at the same time. HVZ legal. It's fantastic. This is just the most fun blaster of them all. This is just like so fabulous. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, so Jewel Creep is where a heavier projectile takes longer to leave the barrel, so they gain more energy from the stored air pressure. So a high-powered sniper rifle can fire within sight limits with a 0.2 gram projectile and theoretically be over the limits with a 0.43 gram. Oh. Interesting. The Spring Thunder, if you can get a hold of one. I don't. I've heard some reports that Harrison is pretty behind on production. With that said, he's not like this isn't his main gig, and he doesn't have an army of 3D printers the way that Luke from Out of Darts does. He just has his one printer. Maybe he has two now. I don't really know. I think he just has his one printer. And part of the design flaws of the Spring Thunder line is that he has an entry-level basic 3D printer. And basically what that means is that his Z-axis can only accommodate about 4 inches. And so what that means, you might be able to see the break in all of these sections here. These are all 4-inch sections of 3D printed material. And that is part of the major flaw to the Spring Thunder line right now, is just that when he designed it around what he was able to produce with his singular unit, and it is not a great 3D printer. There's a lot of growth in the future though, so it'll be very simple for him to just add some of these parts together and make them all one piece, and that would improve the reliability of it. Not to say that it's unreliable. It is. I've never had it really jam on me. Every so often it'll try to double feed shells, and you just kind of push the bottom shell back in, and things work themselves out. But this blaster is probably the most fun I've ever had with a Nerf blaster. If you haven't seen it before, it's got this nice little spring-loaded lever on this end that allows you to press in shells. They drop in, they go through the bottom barrel. You can load 4, I believe, in the bottom barrel, and then at the top there's a chamber. And so when you prime and pull back on the sled, it will drop a new shell into the chamber. Then as you press this forward and go back forward with the priming sled, it will flip it up and it locks into position here in the chamber. There's also a little hook on the end of the plunger tube, and what that will do is it will connect to the back end of the shell right here. It'll clip in right there, and so once it's got a little O-ring on the back side of each shell, it fires the projectiles. You can have these in any so this is a double elite dart, but you can also have a triple Boomco shell. You can have a singled elite dart. I think you can fit upwards of, you can probably fit 4 Steffens into a double elite dart shell, and you can get 4 darts out at the same time. You can get a mega shell. You can fit rival rounds in. You can technically single the rival rounds. You just put 1 rival round in the shell, but you can fit up to 3 as well, and that's what I've been kind of playing around with and using in all the videos that I've been using the Spring Thunder on. And so because it holds in right here, when you pull the sled back again, it will come out, and since it's offloaded to one side, it flips it. It'll be right here, and it'll just flip it out, and it just twirls through the air. It's so fun. It's one of the most creatively engineered blasters I think possibly ever that Nerf has ever seen. And it's just it's amazing to me that you can have one platform, one blaster that fires so many different ammo types, and you don't even need to change anything out on the blaster itself in order to change ammo types. You can literally have a doubled shotgun shell that goes in that way. You can have a triple Boomco after. You can have a single dart after that, and then a buckshot in the last one. And I mean, it just kind of blows my mind that you're able to do that. I think what I want to do eventually is I want to color code these. Maybe even get access to a 3D printer and print them out on my own and have them be their own color, so that a buckshot is its own color, a single dart is its own color, that kind of thing. And that way it's a little bit easier for me to know what I'm about to fire. Every so often I might put a single dart in there or a double dart in there. And if I'm expecting it to be a buckshot, then I'm going to change my target, or I might acquire a target a different way if I don't want to shoot a spread, if I just want to shoot a single dart or that kind of thing. So, yeah. A month is not bad. Again, he's pretty far on back orders, and it's just because it's not his main gig, and he doesn't have an army of printers. It would be amazing if he were able to like work with Luke from Out of Darts and possibly like license the content of it so that other people can start printing them and selling them and that kind of thing. If you have access to a 3D printer, you can start by printing out all the files yourself. He does have them up there for free, which is a really cool thing for him to do. And then you can purchase the hardware kit from him. So there's also that. But again, I'm really excited to use this on Saturday. I think it's going to be an excellent time. I think it's going to be super fun, and it'll be cool to have like an entire squad. I also appreciate, so I've been using, now that I've had this, I don't have the stock yet. The stock has a sling attachment point. I've been using this single point attachment that I got from NFStrike. This was literally maybe like $4 or $5 shipped, which is kind of crazy. But I've been putting it on the trigger guard, and the trigger guard is actually installed in such a hardy way that I feel pretty comfortable having this on and just like dropping it. And that's been amazing. So I can literally use it, drop it, and I can switch over to my Chronos. For the longest time though, ever since, or I guess prior to today, or prior to tomorrow, I should say, I've been putting my Chronos in my pocket, my like cargo pocket, and that has not been reliable, and I have not been able to use it in any sort of useful sense. And so that's where this comes into play, where now I can just have this out on my hip. I've got my hammer shot on my right hip. I've got shotgun shells in my right hip so that I can load it with my right hand, and I'm going to be putting this on my left hip, and I'm pretty excited to play around with it tomorrow and see how things go. I have a feeling it will allow me to use the Chronos way more often and be able to switch between all three of my blasters in a way more efficient, or way more efficiently than what I've been doing. So, yeah. I have a few elite shells, but I don't have much use for the single fast dart. If I only wanted one dart, I would use a different blaster. I 100% agree. I feel like if I'm going to use the shotgun, I really only have found a lot of use with the buckshot. There's something about the spread that comes from the buckshot. People, they don't know how to handle it, and it's also such a low feet per second, a low powered blaster. I think right now mine's only shooting about 90 feet per second with the 3 rival rounds in the buckshot. And basically what that means is our ceilings in the arena are 35 feet high, and I don't think if I point this straight up at the ceiling, I don't know if the rounds hit the ceiling. I think they kind of like arc. And so what I've been able to do is from one end of the arena, I've been kind of using this like a mortar, where I'll angle it pretty high up, I'll fire the buckshot, and it will go in a spread, and it can literally rain down on people behind cover. And I think that's one of the most interesting ways of using a blaster that I haven't been able to replicate in pretty much anything else. You can sort of do that with low-powered dart blasters like Hammer Shot, but it's kind of amazing that you're able to do that with the rival rounds at the same time. So I just think I can't speak enough about it. It is so cool. It was really awesome being able to watch this progress as well, because Harrison used to be a member of our community until he got a job, a big boy job, and moved away, which I'm super upset about, but you know, whatever, I'm not bitter. And it was cool. He just like walked in. When we first met Harrison, actually, he walked in with this CO2 powered Hammer Shot. It was like a semi-auto revolver. That was unbelievable. We couldn't believe it. It was like, wow, who are you? Who are you? And how did you make this? And then one day he brings in this like ugly looking, it was not pretty like this, it was an ugly looking thing. I'm like, dude, what is that? He's like, oh, it's a shotgun. And I mean, it just blew our minds. Immediately, it blew our minds. It's like, wow, that is intense. That is insane. So it's just really cool. It was really just such a privilege to be able to watch this thing be designed and produced from the ground up. that was really valuable. It was really cool. I'm really excited that I get to operate one and show off to people just how cool this part of the 3D printed Nerf hobby is. And I think there's a whole mess of fun in our very near future as more and more people get access to 3D printers, and as more and more people are able to like take whatever they've thought of in their, I mean, I guess like when they were kids, but also now that they're kid-like adults and play with Nerf blasters, they're able to say like, oh man, wouldn't it be cool if Nerf did this? And then instead of waiting for Hasbro to like, you know, have the wherewithal to do it, they just do it themselves. They go, you know what, there should be a decent shell ejecting platform. And none of the shell ejecting platforms that we've ever seen from the foam dart world has ever been anywhere close to what this is. And I think that's just exciting and amazing. So it'll be awesome to watch it grow, and it'll be awesome to watch and see what new things people come up with. Things like the FDL and the Caliburn. There was one other one recently that I remember seeing. Heath's MHP 15, and also the there was something else. I think he's calling it something different, but the Desert Eagle, something like that. I think he changed the name of it though, because it's a little too confusing. But all of those things are just so incredible to watch progress and come up in the hobby. So I'm excited for it. Imperial Nerf, welcome. I don't know if I have anything else that I'm interested in doing. I'm wondering if there's a way for me to pop this back open and possibly reposition this so that I'm able to drill into these things and have something be a little bit more reliable. I don't know if it makes sense for me to do that on stream or off stream. I think I might have to do it off stream because I'll probably need to go downstairs and take a drill to it and screw into different sections and that kind of thing. I don't know how entertaining that will be. I am going to quickly open it back up though and just kind of double check and see if that's something that is possible for me to do. Let's see. What did I do earlier? This is how I opened you. Feels like I'm breaking it. The dude that made the video for this mod, he kind of just like pops his open so easily that it made me think that I was being toyed with. Because there's no, like, I don't understand how he opened this so easily. There we go. I think what I might be able to do I don't want to bend this too much, but I think what I'm able to do, that is pointed out through the vent right now. I wonder if I can make it face the opposite direction. And if I'm able to face it the opposite direction, then there would be less slack, and this connector would be right up against the vent, and I might be able to just drive some screws right into these vent ports, and it would catch just because it's pretty rigid plastic, so I think it would be able to catch just that extra little bit that would allow me to like actually mount this on the frame itself. I don't know. So, ooh, you're back with some footage from the first Milsim. Oh, cool! That's exciting. Click that real quick. Oh no, that looks cool. That looks really cool. I will be excited to add this into tomorrow's roundup. Are you Fazrul Nizam? Or is that somebody else? Is this Is this not your channel? Is this somebody else's channel? Braveheart United, Nerf Community, Milsim. I've never heard of this person. He only has 10 subs, though. Subscribe. Okay, I'll check that out later, but I will get that added to the mega playlist for the weekly Nerf roundup. Okay. It's 2:40 here on the eastern side. I've done everything I wanted to get done. Now I gotta clean up, and I do still need to. I've got work that I gotta get ready for as well. So I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank you for keeping me company as well as I have been putting this together. Tomorrow we've got the weekly, not the weekly Nerf roundup. That's for Saturday. Tomorrow we've got the weekly live stream, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, GMT -5. So figure out what that means for you and whether or not you're able to be a part of the stream. I don't know what game modes are on the schedule for tomorrow, but it's always a blast, and it's always a really fun time, and it's great to have you guys on the stream every single week that it happens. Hopefully this mod works and makes the stream just like that extra little bit more reliable. I missed out on a lot of really cool moments last stream, and that's kind of unfortunate. And again, part of the reason is because I move so quickly and I make such jerky motions because it's a CQB arena that it dislodges and disconnects in a very subtle way the connectors to my transmitter and the camera, and that's just the unfortunate part about doing what I'm doing with the wireless setup that I have, is that things will inherently break and miss out, and it's just such a shame that I miss out on those moments. There was this really cool moment that I didn't get to put in the highlight reel from earlier this week, where I was behind cover in the cubby, and Brandon rushed me with a Chronos, and I had a Strife, and we both missed our shots on each other, and then he realized that he was out of ammo, and I realized that I was out of ammo, but I had a flip, and so he's literally in the process of taking his hammer shot out, and I just like drop my clip, I flip it over, get it, and just get the shot off right, like so right before he's able to like aim his hammer shot at me. It was really cool, and I missed it because it's just like I'm going so fast, and the camera disconnects. And I missed it. And so it's moments like that I'm trying not to miss out for you guys and myself, and for the replayability of the stream and that kind of thing. And those moments are what make Nerf so fun and so exciting. And it's a shame every time that I go back and go, no, I missed it. So yeah. I'm going to end it here. Again, I've got a couple things happening. So we got the live stream tomorrow. We've got the weekly Nerf roundup happening on Saturday, but I will also be participating in the RIT HVZ Invitational on Saturday. I don't know when I'm able to get videos out from that. I can't live stream it like I normally do. I will need to record it. I'll need to edit it, compile it, and then upload those at some point in the future. I'm going to try to get those out a lot faster than I did the spring invitational one, though, and I hope that it also runs a little bit more smoothly than the spring invitational. So we shall see. That is all. Thank you so much for being a part of this. I wish you guys well.